you have three levels of navigation. You have the first one, upper left here, where you have your standard file view tool, stuff like that. You have the second level of navigation. These are the tabs here. And then you have a third level, not level, but third way in which you can make your way around. It is on the left. For that, one thing I can tell you is you can forget about it if you want. You can talk it out and you can forget about it if you want, and you can put it on. Depending of the screen you have, the real estate you're working with, you may want to take it out of your site. It's easier, it's funnier is maybe a big word, but for me it's easier to work when I don't have that on my site because I'm used to PaulTrack. So it is up to you, that option. The home screen gives you quick starts, the recently modified files, the market index if you want to look at them, and it is like models, so you can take that, let's say this one here, and you can put that just here, and you can rearrange the things and the top securities here, and you can change that and you can adapt it as you want. It's not something that we will play a lot with, but just to show you, if I have, let's say, for analyse et conseil, that is one of my courses I do, and I have mutual funds in that course, and it could be a customer, of course, and it can be something very, very important and dear to you. So you can have on your home page, I see here the different mutual fund I have talked about in my course analyse et conseil, and I have them on my home screen every time I open. So it can be interesting, and you have the file sharing here. We won't talk about that today. And the security finder. The security finder can be of some help if you want to go very, very, very fast. You can find a mutual fund directly from here, but I don't suggest it. It is the only two things that I may suggest is the first one. It is the market index, in which you can see the market very, very fast on the home screen, and the top securities, in which you can upload them from your mutual fund lists that you have made. We will learn how to make those lists a little later. So that's it for the home screen, and then you can go into the clients and portfolios. And now we see here we don't have a lot of clients or groups. We just have the one there, because it is just for the purpose of teaching. So I don't have, it's not a real software right now, so it's just for the purpose. But we will see how we can create customers and portfolio. The difference between PaulTrack and Morningstar Workstation is, with PaulTrack we could create portfolios and you don't have to create a customer or a client attached to that. In Workstation, you have to have a client or a group of clients for which each portfolio, but that has a positive side, meaning that when you can have one customer and you can have like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different portfolio attached to that customer, that client, so it's easier to sort through time, because let's face it, it's not because you just have the one client. You can have the proposition. He can have money at Desjardins. He can have money at Banque Nationale. He can have money elsewhere. You can have a proposition or a portfolio for his CELI account, here RSPs and stuff like that. So you can have one customer and you can have many things attached to him. So that way is better than it was with PaulTrack. So I give that to them. We'll come back to that later. And then you have the research tab. And you can see on your left, because that is why I left it on your left. You can see on your left the little blue thing. It shows you the navigation. So when you navigate through the tabs here, it is shortcut that from the left side there. So now we are on research, and here we have the mutual funds in front of us, of course. And from there we can go into, you see there, mutual fund, F-class, SEGs, Canadian ETF, all security and indexes. But you have the same things on your left here. That's why sometimes I like to toggle that out of the way, because you can do the same here. So it is a repetition. It depends of how you want to work with that. We'll come back to that later. And then you have hypotheticals. I hope you have that on your workstation. It is a module that is optional. You have to pay some money for it. It's worth it. If you can have it, it's worth it, because it can give you great capabilities of showing your customer hypothetical things. We will create one later. And then if you continue our tour, so we have done the horizontal navigation. As you can see, we can go there and it will be the same on your left, of course. I said that before. And then we go on the top. We don't use very much the top level menus, just the couple of one here, new thing. We never go there. The only place where you will go is on preferences. Okay, if it is your first time with Workstation, you go on preferences, and you may want to tweak it a little bit. Okay, if you want to tweak it, what you will do is you will create here a new profile. At the end, you will create a new profile, and you will give it a name. By give it a name, after that you can change the interface, the language. You can have two profiles. The font, it can be a large font or a standard font. The date, because in French and English it's not the same way of putting in the dates. The currency, of course. The report language, because it can be on screen, can be French. You want to be the report language. You want it to be in English, or of course English all the time. The report date, the release. The date is that the month end or the quarter the end. The page orientation, even when you present the thing, it can be a different page orientation. And the default model. Here is the default model is when you open your software. If you want to, like everybody wants, I think, if you want it to arrive at research where you have all the mutual funds, then you click that research here. And if you have a cover page, you will want to put your name, your firm's name, the address, the province, and all that stuff. So it will all be, when you print out your documents, it all be nice and clean, depending of what you have as a options. Okay. This place here, I will not go there very much because it's not everybody that has that place of advisory services, because the workstation can be a full service. On this course, we will concentrate on the analysis of mutual funds and seg funds. But Morningstar offers a wide variety and can go from the beginning to the end. And the platform I have right now gives that opportunity, but it's not the idea of today. The spreadsheet views. So because it is web based, the software wants to minimize the lag time. And as you can see on the bottom of your screen, right now there is 19,800 mutual funds on the list. If every time we refresh the screen, we have to upload the 19,000 mutual fund, it will take some time and some data. So what you want to do is to minimize that. So you can choose to apply just 25 results per page. That can be good. It will be faster. Or you can go up to 250 results per page. You will always, if you sort them and you classify them and you sort it and you see, you will always have access to the 19,000. It's just a matter of the way you are putting them on the screen, and it's a matter of the speed of your internet and the data consumption. The search auto reset, at the beginning I said always no and then always yes, and then it's a matter of preference. It's because with PalTrack it was working like you put a data and a search onto a search onto the search, and you can go like this more in depth. It's not as easy and as intuitive with Workstation. If you put like auto reset yes, every time you click and you do a filter, you do a search, it will take out and it will search the whole database. If you click no, it will, not all the time, that's the tricky part, not all the time, but some of the time it will, when it will search on what you have on screen. What happened is if you look for, let's say, a mutual fund number like FID 281, just one, if you have already a result on screen and you just have the one mutual fund on screen that is a CI fund, and then you want to quickly go and find the the Fidelity fund, it will say that you don't have any result because you are looking into a blank screen with just the CI fund. It will not automatically search the whole database. So the idea is that I think after using for 2.5 years, I would say that yes is the best way to go, but try it and you will see the little tweaks. It's not that big of a difference, but at the beginning I say always put that to no, but now I have used it a lot and I would prefer to have it to yes. The time, yeah, that's not a big deal. You can put that on Eastern time. Right now it is on Chicago time because Morningstar headquarters are in Chicago, and hence current view on it's okay. So, and everything else we will see more along. And when you have done all of that, you can just save. I can save it to my profile because right now my profile is perso, perso, personnel. But if I could create a new profile and save it, so you can have as many profiles as you want. If you work with somebody else, he can want to have it tweak another way. Another interesting thing about the profiles is when you do your quick portfolio reports, you can change here the number. Here it is. I think it is $10,000. You may want to say, okay, my minimum is always $100,000. You may change the different attribute by default of your different reports, and we will go through that later. But if you are a very heavy user, that will be very, very useful for you because you will be able to personalize and tweak the things, so you will gain some time by having a personal profile in that. So yes, we don't change it for now, but just that's the one thing here that we go. The rest we will not go there very, very much. The view here, we will go there further when we want to have the database view. That is the columns that we used to call it in PalTrack. So we will use that here when we want to personalize that. If we want to change the benchmark, we will see some of that, but we won't go there very, very often. The tools, we will go to see them, but by the tabs. The reverse stock lookup, we'll look at that at the end. And then you have the reports. The reports, we will do them within, I will show you here. Just instead of talking to you, I will just show you. If you are in there, instead of going there, the reason is that you take the right mouse click on any mutual fund and you have a menu right there. That's the reason why I never go up. It's because with the right click of the mouse, I have everything on screen there. And that is the best kept secret of that database and workstation. The right click of the mouse and you have everything at your fingertips. We will look through that, of course. So that was the tour, if you will. And I like, for me, one of the things I always do is always look back down here and to always have a sense of how many funds there is on my screen. To be sure I am in the right universe. So the Canadian mutual fund, just to finish, it's 19,000 mutual funds. If you go into the F class, we have 7,000. Wow, 7,000 F class. If you go in SEG funds, we have 9,000 SEG funds. And for the ETF, we had 700 ETF. And check that one out. This one blows my mind. The indexes, there is 54,000 indexes. I don't know. I don't understand why, but that is what it is. So that is the end of the first video. We'll see you in video 2.